Let me get into a more personal portion of this. The events that I personally was involved in leading up to the night of the broken glass, November 9th. My brother and I attended what is the equivalent of a parochial school over in Germany, and we learned Hebrew as well as math and geography and spelling and all the other subjects. But we also had a rabbi who was the principal of the school. The school itself was actually a combination synagogue and parochial school. And on the afternoon of November 9th, the German soldiers came into the classrooms They forced all of us, all children, there were about, I would say, close to 200 children, to form a semicircle at the base of the steps on the outside of the synagogue building. While we stood there, wondering what was going to happen, the soldiers ransacked the synagogue. They took all the scriptures and the Torahs and the prayer shawls and prayer books and dumped it all in one pile right in front of us, poured gasoline over it and lit a match. And the rabbi, who was our principal, made an attempt to salvage some of these items, and in reaching for a Torah, one of the soldiers shot him point blank right in the head, in front of us. They forced us to stay there until everything was burnt to a crisp. And then we were told, you can go home now. I can't begin to tell you what that did to us at that time. And now, 70 years later, it's still doing it to me. This was November 1938. And my mom's shop was not only burglarized, it was destroyed, totally destroyed. She could save none of her belongings. Dad's business, well, I'll tell you about that now. In early January of 1939, I need a tissue. Excuse me. In early January of 1939, at 7 o'clock in the morning, the Gestapo, which is a secret police like the KGB, they came to our door and took my dad with them. And we figured that would be the end of it. We did not think we would ever see him again. And during the course of that day, I don't remember the exact date, Mom and Grandma and my brother and I were sitting there, as young as we were, talking and discussing what were we going to do with our dad. How were we going to manage? Mom at that time tried very hard to keep as they say, a stiff upper lip. And somehow we managed to get through that day. And believe it or not, at 7 o'clock in the evening, Dad came home. While he was in there, captivity, I guess, he had to sign over everything that we owned. Bank accounts, business, jewelry, anything of value, any documents, any stocks, whatever there was, had to be signed over to the Nazis. And they gave him 4 weeks' time to get out of the country. Well, 4 weeks may seem a long time, but when you're under pressure, 4 weeks is not much time at all. Dad really didn't know what to do, so he called his dad, who was by now in the United States, in New York, and he told him of our plight, and they were in no position to help us financially. But Grandpa told my father that he had a cousin in England, in London, a man by the name of Bernard Robbins, who was a very, very wealthy manufacturer. And Grandpa said he would call him and have Robbins call my dad the following night. Well, I don't have to tell you that following day we were just waiting and waiting and waiting for that phone to ring. We knew it wouldn't happen till the evening, but nevertheless we were all very anxious. Finally, towards evening, the phone rang, and Dad picked it up, and he repeated to us that Robbins, who really could speak only very little English, German rather, said to my dad, he said, "Jacob, you're speaking to God." He said, "I'm going to do what I can for you. I'm going to get you out of the country in time. Just be patient. God is on your side." Well, the visas arrived, and in February of 1939, we boarded a train at the terminal in Berlin with the clothes on our back. That was it. My brother and I had received brand new coats as a going away gift from the dentist who lived next door to us. They provided us with coats and hats, and we really felt proud and felt good about getting away from all this and starting a new life. And we were on this train heading for Flushing in Holland. Flushing is a seaport, and we were to board a boat over there and go over to England. About an hour before we were to arrive in Flushing, the train came to a screeching halt.